And let's see Evil Corporation. There's no Lone Druid, which is usually the one pick you'd love against Luna. There's still a lot of heroes left in the pool though. Rubik gets picked up. Amazing steals, and Weaver with it.
Dire team pick.
Alright guys, nothing wrong with that. Rubik amazing against Luna. It's kind of difficult to not let the Eclipse be stolen, especially when the Rubik picks up a Blink. So that's why Rubik is always great. Remaining. Amazing support hero anyways. Weaver, fairly open pick. You can go for a carry Weaver, you can have a support Weaver as well. Both things work completely fine against a Luna lineup.
Reserve time.
Dazzle now gets picked up by Dota 2 Ice. A little bit of bonus armor for the Luna with the weave to counteract the swarm, and well, Grave keeps him alive so he can at least get his ultimate off most of the time. I'm sure they want to ban out Axe as one of the next 2 bans, so we'll see what Evil Corporation does in the meantime.
10 seconds remaining.
Ban wise, you have Weaver, you have Rubik, Bat Rider's not a problem.
5 seconds remaining.
Centaur is a fairly... Centaur and Pit Lord is like the 2 offlaners I would say is very often seen against Weaver. Legion Commander is another option, very heavy on the list. Darkseer gets removed. Wombo combo potential. Always scary as well. It feels a slight bit weird that Darkseer gets banned, just because they have already taken away both the Slaughter and the ES, but I guess Darkseer is always a good hero. I mean, you could even go for like a Darkseer Kunkka combo and get a lot of good stuns off, so it is possible.
Dire team ban.
Alright, and Ogre Magic gets removed as well by Evil Corporation.
10 seconds remaining.
Nice. Good with Luna, also kind of good with Weaver though. Terrorblade gets removed by Dota 2 Ice in the meantime, expecting that it's a Weaver support most likely, and OD gets banned out as well. No one likes to play against OD, good against the Dazzle, because when you grave someone, then the OD just needs to make sure they're super low HP, then you can Astral them and they die instantly when the Astral ends. The Bat Rider now gets picked up by Evil Corporation. A little bit early for a Bat Rider pickup. Nowadays, it's very easy to shut down the Bat Rider in the lane if you just go for a couple of strong lane supports, but we'll see how they do with it. I don't think there's any way that the Bat Rider is like a support Bat Rider this game. That would be kind of mind-baffling if that happened. We'll see. Nyx Assassin gets picked up by Dota 2 Ice. Direct counter pick against the Bat Rider. Good against the Weaver. Not so fun against Rubik, because if you steal Vendetta, if you steal Mana Burn, Impale, amazing spells, all of them. Even the Spike Carapace is great, so he needs to be a little bit careful around Rubik, but he can definitely do a lot of work. You can set up on the Weaver, loads of stuns, and like I said, Bat Rider, you can even just opt to go for like a max Spike Carapace build. That's what I've seen lately. Like if you play against Rubik, I'm sure if you just max Impale, max Spike Carapace and then go 1 point in Mana Burn for the early and mid game, then you try to use Mana Burn in the middle of every fight, so if Rubik steals anything, he will get a level 1 Mana Burn and you still get the value of your stuns. So that would be a great build. Alright, what else? Evil Corporation, next pickup. Juck. Good lane here against Nyx. So Weaver potentially a support, potentially. Could also be some sort of a weird ass Weaver mid, but I don't know. I guess it is very likely it's a Weaver support now if you pick up Jug. So last pick is going to be a mid hero for Evil Corporation. And as for Dota 2 Ice, Winter Wyvern.
Radiant team ban.
I don't really like this too much, honestly. I feel like, sure, Winter Wyvern can set up for a lot of good spells. You can set up for the Nyx Assassin to get a nice combo off, but having both Dazzle and Winter Wyvern, it feels too defensive to me. So I think they will have a hard time pulling this one off. They need to pick a mid laner who can do a lot of damage. That's for sure.
10 seconds
Ember Spirit got
remaining.
banned. Magnus got removed by themselves. So we'll see.
5
Mid laner,
seconds remaining.
no OD, no nothing like that. Queen of Pain would be an option. Lots of burst
Reserve
damage
time.
in that one. What else? Alright, guys, loosen up. Let's do it. Last pick from Dota 2 Ice. Viper. Okay. That's not the kind of first hero I was talking about. But I suppose this is Dota 2 Ice saying either we win at 20 minutes or we don't win at all. That's kind of the feel I get from this. And Evil Corporation, normally you pick Viper as like a last pick against a hero like TA, for example. But picking Viper when Evil Corporation still needs their own mid hero? I don't know, man. As Evil Corp, they could go for Shadow Fiend, would be okay against the Viper. Maybe struggling a little bit, but the Weaver could help him to begin with. Other heroes that's good against Viper. What heroes is good against Viper in lane, guys? I actually don't really know what heroes would have a fun time against Viper. The reason I say Shadow Fiend is also because you can very quickly go to the jungle if things are just not working out in the lane, so I would assume Shadow Fiend is on their mind. We'll see, we'll see. Do 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 do. Alright, the last pick is indeed going to be the Shadow Fiend from Evil Corporation. I guess the reason why they were maybe waiting a little bit with the pick is because in case the Shadow Fiend is like surrounded by Weaver Jug, the Winter Wyvern pops an ult on him, that is a very easy way to die, but all in all, it still just seemed like the best pick. It's a fairly greedy draft from Evil Corporation. You have two heroes who is very reliant on getting a lot of farm. Jug, Shadow Fiend, Weaver's a pretty greedy position for here as well. So I would imagine if anything, they need to use the Bat Rider very aggressively early game. You can do that quite easily. You don't need to have a blink before you can try and take kills on Bat Rider. You just need to use your spells. So we'll see how Evil Corporation is going to make this work. In the meantime, guys, the game is ready to go. We are in game. Everything is looking amazing. And let's start it. I apologize if I'm maybe mumbling at some point. I have some pain in the mouth, so it's sometimes a little bit painful to speak, but I'll manage. I'll manage. We gotta love those instant pauses. That's the best thing. KTO what? Smiling? Did he say smiling? I'm not sure. Interesting name. Dragonborn comes. And he plays Viper. Suspicious. Suspicious. need to feed. Very, very interesting that this position 5 support player playing the Dazzle is called need to feed. That kind of says something, guys. Alright guys, both teams are moving out. They're both smoking up as well. As in the top lane we have the Dazzle moving out. There's already been put down a little observer award from Mr. Batrider, so that is most likely not going to be the awarded unless they make a qualified guess. The Dazzle in the meantime will go for the Hill award as well. Not detected. Nothing is seen. Bottom lane. Lane ward from the side of Evil Corporation and a little ward here. The Rubik is sitting, hiding himself. He doesn't want to show just yet. And where's the other ward? Where's the last ward? They have something. Okay, the Winter Wyvern is carrying it around. They just don't feel like using it. It's like one of those wards that you just don't never use. It's just there for the sake of it. Why not? And sorry boys, I cannot do anything about the video quality. That is something that Twitch does itself. Since I'm not a partner, then if there's enough people watching the stream, then they should open up some option to change the video qualities or something like that. I'm not quite sure how it works, but either way, I cannot change any qualities whatsoever, guys. So what you see is what you have to deal with if Twitch doesn't help you. Sorry. Apologies. Alrighty guys, alrighty. Mid lane we have the Weaver indeed helping the Shadow Fiend a little bit, which makes sense. The Shadow Fiend needs a couple of souls to start his laning dominance and get out of his way. Ivy does have a Blightstone as well, so he's doing a lot of damage to this Viper. Hasn't skilled anything up yet, you know. You might as well save your skill point until the need arrives to use it for something. Bottom lane, the Nyx Assassin. It's not really a strong laning hero. Sure, the Rubik is not going to be able to zone him away because his right-click damage is disgustingly bad. But at the same time, if the Nyx is not careful, a spin could be his death. So he needs to be careful for sure. The Winter Wyvern is now rotating into the mid lane. The Weaver will meet him, hit him a couple of times, and well, the Winter Wyvern will at least keep the Viper safe for now. But the Shadow Fiend already sits on 10 souls, so he's fine at the solo against the Viper now. You know, he just needs that one first creep wave and then everything is good. Lane. Let's see, the Batrider takes a little poison touch to the face from the Dazzle. Loosen Beam as well. They may be able to burst it down. They need one more right click though from the Luna. Is it going to be there? Oh, the poison touch. Ooh, gets the kill. As they even dove under the tower with the Luna, but they get the kill on the Batrider. Nicely done. Nicely done. First blood drawn by Team Dota to Ice.
Don't mind if I do.
Kind of interesting that the defensive lineup is the one that gets the first kill with Winter Wyvern plus Dazzle, but for sure, Poison Touch is a very scary skill, and Batrider is the kind of hero that doesn't really do well until you're like level 3, level 4. Dazzle, again, just on his move, causing a lot of issues for this Batrider. The Weaver as well. Oh, the Shadow Fiend looks like he's a little bit in trouble as this hasted Nyx is on his tail, and he will get the kill on the Shadow Fiend. He's probably moving further. The Weaver will have to use the Sakuchi to get himself away, and the Nyx Assassin gets a nice little solo kill there on the Shadow Fiend. That's not what's supposed to happen. He will even bring back the creep wave to the Viper. Just, you know, here you go, bro. I'll bring you your creeps. No problem. Alrighty.
Shallow wave.
Everyone is just back to AFK farming. The Luna and the Jug is very even when it comes to lasses. Oh, and as I say that, bottom lane, a fight is coming out. Spike Carapace? Nah, it doesn't apply as Nexus with his little Blade Fury spin will secure the kill on the next assassin. And this is what I talked about. Just a couple of hits, just bringing him down to maybe like 2/3 HP, and then the spin will do the rest. That is how Nyx Assassin works in lane, so they need to be careful not getting too close to the Juggernaut on that Nyx. He's already done a lot of work though. He's almost level 4. He got a kill on the Shadow Fiend. Everything is good. The Bat Rider is ahead of him when it comes to last hits though. 9 last hits on the Bat Rider, 3 on the Nyx Assassin. As it's not a hero that gets a lot of farm unless you have a great lane, which this is not what we call a great lane for sure. Alright, what else? The Weaver, only level 2 at the moment as Ivy. He's been spending the majority of his time in the mid area trying to secure the White Viper. I guess the Winter Wyvern is the same thing though. He's also level 2. They're just sitting behind that course in the mid lane. They're not leeching experience. They're just making sure they can get what they need. The Weaver will not rotate to the top lane, but with only level 2 available, I mean, that is limited what you can do. Very limited. Alright, the Shadow Fiend in the meantime in the mid lane. The Weaver rotated away, so this is the best time for them to go on him. And the Shadow Fiend will drop down, as that is a dead Shadow Fiend. That ward paying off very nicely. They saw the TP coming in from the Weaver, and instantly they're like, okay boys, let's go. And they took advantage of it. Alright, well, the new evil corporation roster boys. Let's see if they can fight their way back. They are a couple of kills behind net worth wise. Almost 2,000 gold in favor of Dota 2 Ice, so it's at least a good start. It is a best of 3 series though, it is game 1, and if anything then the Radiant lineup is the greedy one. That's the ones who can scale very nice into the late game, so we'll see. We'll see. Viper gets shut off at some point, obviously. The Juggernaut is farming nice in the bottom lane. If we take a look at the net worth, we can see he's a little bit behind of the Luna. Not by a lot, though. The Viper barely leading the mid lane. Only a couple of hundred gold ahead of the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend has not left the building. He's in the jungle, and he will most likely just, you know, rotate from lane to jungle, go into the lane, double raise the quick way to push it back, and then go back to the jungle, as he doesn't really want to face up against the Viper anymore. The only thing you gain from facing up against the Viper is being contested, being harassed, being potentially killed as well. Top lane, they are trying to put a little bit of pressure on this tower by the looks of things. As the Rubik is in position, the Bat Rider uses his Firefly, making sure that the tower does not drop down, and he's getting a lot of good levels. He's level 5. Good way on his road to level 6. In the meantime, the next assassin in the bottom lane, he's level 6 himself. He's trying to mana burn the Juggernaut to get him low enough on mana that he does not have his spin available, as obviously you can't really get a kill on him until he has no mana. That's the only time you can try and go on him. Ah, guys, I have something stuck, man. You know, when you just feel the need to sneeze, but you can't sneeze at all, the Shadow Fiend may be a little bit in trouble by the Nyx Assassin. He does see him, but there's not really any support rotation coming in. The Winter Wyvern and the Viper still pushing out the mid lane. They will try and create some pressure on the tower. The Shadow Fiend in the meantime is moving into position to try and defend this. They could go on him. Do they get the stun off? They get the stun. The Viper moves in, gets a hit off, and that is a dead Shadow Fiend again. As Dota 2 Ice, they get a kill, and they should be able to get the tier 1 tower on top of that. The Rubik, the Weaver, both rotating into position, but this is two very low level supports. I'm not sure how much they can do to stop this from happening. And the Winter Wyvern, scary hero, he's low on mana. They have to be a little bit careful. Looks like they will have to give up on the push for now. In the meantime, top lane, the Batrider is slowly stacking up his napalm on the Luna. This could all be a bait though. The Luna does have a lot of one charges. Lucid Beam comes out, a couple of right clicks. Mice Moon will be taken down. He does do a little bit of damage to the Luna in the meantime, but not enough, and the Batrider dies.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I was maybe a little bit overconfident.
Radiant's top tower
If he got
is
his
under
lasso
attack.
off, perhaps he could have killed him, but it seemed like that was not going to be an option. He didn't have enough mana to get it off, so that is just a straight up death. Nyx Assassin in the meantime in the bottom lane. There's rotation coming out from the Winter Wyvern, but I don't think they can kill this guy. There's no way. They can maybe try and harass him a little bit, and it looks like that is going to be the plan. Vendetta Strike perhaps. Okay, the Winter Wyvern.
Dire's bottom tower
How
is
did
under
they
attack.
approach this? Okay, the courier comes out. Yeah,
Radiant
no one saw that.
structures are
Nexus
fortified.
didn't see that. What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, no one, nothing's
Radiant's
happening
middle
here,
tower
guys.
has been denied.
Nothing to see here. Either way, the mid tower gets denied by evil corporation, so they don't give up some gold, which is nice. The Shadow Fiend, net worth wise, he's now 1,000 gold behind of the Viper, so he needs to get some freedom, get some comeback time as well. The Juggernaut could maybe make some early rotations to give
Radiant's
space for the
top
Shadow
tower
Fiend,
is
because
under attack.
as it is right now, the Shadow Fiend is a hero that just needs to AFK farm in the jungle, and he can't really do anything else at the moment. Eclipse comes out from the Luna, he gets lifted up into the air by the Rubik, though he gives up his life to make sure none of the other teammates drop down. Dazzle, Grave TP out, amazingly played. Oh, the long race from the Shadow Fiend, they get the kill on the Luna. Good rotation from the Jug and the Shadow Fiend, so the Rubik may have died, but that is a big ultimate used on the side of Ice, and they lost that carry anyways. The Viper's now making wrap around. That is 4 heroes you're walking into, but he feels confident. He's going for it. He wants to do the damage. The Shadow Fiend is going to be the first one dropping down, and he is not backing up. The Weaver now, Sakuchi's away, tries to escape. He is hidden in the trees for now, and he should be fine, as they're not even trying to look for him, so just a little turnaround kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see, bottom lane. Lucent Beam stolen, so that is a fairly big burst spell, 300 damage. That can do something, but he probably wanted the Eclipse, man. You always want the Eclipse, right? Looks like the bottom lane is going to be the next lane that Ice wants to push down. They took the tier 1 top, they took the tier 1 mid, so the tier 1 bottom is going to be the next one on the menu. They have two
Radiant's
catapults
bottom
ready to go.
tower
The
is under
Rubik is in
attack.
position, does have those Lucent Beams available. He's trying to pull the creep wave away from the heroes, but he needs to be careful. The Batrider's moving in as well now. He's only sitting on 1,000 gold on top of his Tranquil Windlace. That is going to be a pretty damn late blink for sure. The Weaver moves in, still not level 6. He needs to play careful. Overall, it's just a very slow start from the side of Evil Corporation. They're 4,000 net worth behind. Item wise, they don't really have anything big on anyone. The Juggernaut is close to his Helm of Dominator. For sure, that's a great item. The Shadow Fiend, a little bit of a slow start because he's against a Viper. Just Brown Boots, Aquila, Bottle, whatnot. The Batrider still
Radiant's
needs that
bottom
blink,
tower
so
has been denied.
I guess for now it's just about trying to defend the towers without committing for a fight, because you can't really go for 5-on-5 engagement if you're Dota 2 Ice. You just don't want to lose any heroes or any towers. Nyx Assassin under the Centurion gets spotted out. Lift comes out. Looks like he will be taken down by the double raise from RKY on the Shadow Fiend. Healing Wall comes out from Nexus. He may be able to survive, but that is a lot of burst damage and a lot of slows. They will take him down 1-for-1 trade off so far. Again favoring the side of Dota 2 Ice. As they're pressuring further, they want to go for the next tower, as they are not done yet. Let's see what they aim to do. They have so much sustain, so much heal with the Winter Wyvern, lots of wave clear as well, so they do not want to back up. Lucent Beam comes out. Okay, instant half HP. That's the Weaver life right there, boys. 600 HP hero. Not really the most amazing thing in the world. The Luna gets hit by the Swarm, will make them back up a little bit, but they just have to deal with the creeps, and then they can go back to pushing. Meanwhile, mid lane, the Shadow Fiend moves in, tries to pressure the tier 1 tower here. Attack. However, he can't really do too much. I mean, you know there's 4 heroes down bottom, so I'm not sure why he's completely, like, heavily scared. I guess he thinks the Nyx Assassin would most likely set up a gank on him, so he rather wants to back up, get safe farm, and not gamble with his life. I guess that's a nice play, nice little play. God, I can't speak right now. Alright, what is coming online? The Nyx Assassin is rushing towards a Blink Dagger. Oh, the Weave in the bottom lane may be a little bit in trouble. The Sakuchi ends. They could go for him. The Sea Nexus as well. They go for the Impale. They try to bring him down. Let's see if they can get this. Elusive Beam comes out as well. Very, very nicely done as they used the stuns in perfect synergy. Just one by one stun, a couple of right clicks, and that is a dead Juggernaut. Tier 2 Tout drops down as well, and this is 5 heroes down in the bottom lane from the side of Dota 2 Ice. They want to go high ground of all things. Maybe a little bit too early for high ground, but they will at least try and do a little bit of damage while the Juggernaut is still in the grave. The Shadow Fiend still farming, will TP back to the rest of his team. In the meantime, the Bat Rider's Firefly will end momentarily. The Swarm comes out again. They can deal with that, and they have so much sustain that they can keep on going if they wish to. Maybe a little bit greedy though. I mean, 13 minutes pushing high ground when everyone is alive. I'm sure that's not what they want to do. That would be a little bit too YOLO. If they find a kill on top though, the Nyx Assassin Vendetta has been used again. He wants to set up for another kill. Slowly moving into the Blink as well. Winter Wyvern, just have Cane Boots on this guy. Dragonlance on the Viper with Treads. Very, very tanky hero at the moment. I mean, 2000 HP roughly. Mid lane, the Nyx Assassin gets spotted up by a Sentry Rod, gets lifted up, turns around, shoots out an Impale. He will be fine for the moment. The Swarm comes out from the Weaver. Not enough to kill him though. Cold Embrace from the Winter Wyvern will keep him alive for a moment. Double raise though will secure the kill on the Winter Wyvern. They may get another one. Requiem comes out for the Shadow Fiend. Dazzle is going to be the second death. The Viper is going to be the next one to be chased. And with a Bat Rider, there's no way this guy gets out alive. Impale comes out, nicely put, but the Viper is still going to burn down slowly but surely. That is very slowly actually, but you know, still a death, still a death. Alright guys, nice turnaround fight for the side of Evil Corporation, and for the people wondering, the Dire side is Dota 2 Ice and the Radiant side is Evil Corporation. Sadly, we don't have any logos up in this corner. I think it's because it's not a ticketed game, so you don't have the fancy features that a normal ticketed game would have by having logos and team names and whatnot, but just keep in mind that it is Mr. Evil Corporation lineup on the Radiant side and Dota 2 Ice is Dire. And everything is good. Battle Rider gets taken down in the mid lane. Nice little turnaround kill. And let's see, they smoke up now, they move towards Roshan. This is a very, very big price to take, and smoking for Roche makes it a little bit more sneaky, obviously. It's a very risky move, but they feel confident. They feel that without the Bat Rider, there's no way that they will check Roshan anyways. Roche is only half HP though. They could still move in and contest this if they sniff it out. The Bat Rider's in the mid lane, pushing this out first though, so it looks like they will get away with killing Roshan for free. The Nyx Assassin is also in position, trying to set up for some stun. The Bat Rider goes in, gets a last off, they may be able to bring him down, but he's fine. I mean, if he gives up his life to make sure they get Aegis, he's more than happy doing so. And he does also spot out the fact that they must have a ward here, otherwise there's no way you just bling into that little corner, so they can de-ward that as well. The Jug has Helm of Dominate completed now, slowly moving towards his Mantis style. Needs a couple more 100 gold for that. The Bat Rider, well, Blink is up. You saw the Blink activate. Weaver has his medallion with no boots. The Rubik just banking up gold slowly, will be a very late Blink for sure. And RKY on the Shadow Fiend. Aquila, Dragonlance, and next up is going to be the BKB Rush. Makes sense against Aluna, I suppose. And here we have Blink on the Nyx Assassin. He's looking about in the top lane. Maybe trying to set up on the Shadow Fiend. Oh, there's a Sentry Rod though, spotting him up. TP out from the Shadow Fiend. The Nyx Assassin is now going to try and go in. Maybe cancel the TP of the Rubik. Nah, That is not happening. And in the meantime, the Weaver's walking himself away. I think he spotted out the Weaver, though. He's at least going to try and chase for him. Impale is available. He goes for the Impale. He hits him. Spike Carapace could come out. Nah, he doesn't use the Spike Carapace. A slight misplay. I mean, he could at least keep the Weaver there for a little bit longer if he used Spike Carapace again. Could use Spike Carapace, but he's just trying to find him with his Impale. Oh, he knows he's up there. He got hit by another Sakuchi. Still chasing for the Weaver. Do they find the kill? I don't think this is happening, as he's just going to walk himself away. But here comes the Winter Wine. Places another sentry. They see him walking upwards. Impale comes out. They hit him with the Impale. And the Weaver may be a little bit in trouble. Goes for the Time Lords. This is so much space being created. They finally catch him with the Carapace. And that is a dead Weaver. But I mean, 4 heroes. 5 heroes, sorry. Using so much time trying to catch him. In the meantime, the mid tower got pushed down by Evil Corporation. They may be able to take this tower. Sure, Nexus is going to take a couple of hits from the Winter Wyvern. But that is not going to be enough. Nice ultimate from the Winter Wyvern, though. Making sure he could get that deny off. That's pretty nicely done. Tier 1 in the bottom lane will be taken down as well. They fortify. Tier 2 top gets completed by Dota 2 Ice, and they're moving on further.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dazzle.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Everyone's tower is under attack, guys, man. Come on. Goddamn announcer. Alright, the bad rider in the back lines, spotting out this little smoke move. Just passing by, boys. Just passing by. Alright, they might see him though. He's on the sentry ward, but he walks away from it. He will be fine for the moment. He's slowly trying to move towards a 4-staff. BKB soon completed by the Shadow Fiend as well. He only needs enough gold for the recipe now, so roughly 1,000 gold to go. Right, the bad rider gets stunned up by that Spike Carapace. Not really much to do with that. I mean, you have a rough idea of where he is. Maybe they can try and catch him. TP comes in from the Viper. They may know. Oh, they see him. The Rubik gets spotted out as well. They will be able to get a hit off on him, and the Rubik should be taken down. He tries to go for a TP out. Will be cancelled instantly as the Nyx Assassin. I don't think his Impale was needed. He could have looked for something else, but he just wanted to make sure the Rubik did not get out, and that is a little pick off to their side. Dota 2S gets another one. Let's see, so far they're 2,000 gold ahead. Not too much considering they have the Aegis on their side as well. The Luna just picked up a Yasha as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Glimmer Cape completed by the Dazzle. Viper is looking for, I don't know, I mean, I guess he can go for Manta Style as well. Ultimate Orb. Could be anything, honestly. Could be a Skadi as well, but I assume it's going to be a Manta Style. Maybe a Lincoln Sphere for the Bad Rider, I guess, is also an option. Both things would be perfectly viable. The Winter Wyvern now picks himself up a Blink Dagger. That's nice. Blink into a ultimate is a good way to initiate and get something done. 4,000 experience lead to Evil Corporation and 2,000 net worth lead to the Dire. So this is what happens when you 5-man a lot, guys. You don't really get that many levels. The Dazzle is slightly under leveled, perhaps. Nah, actually not really. It's just the cause on the side of Evil Corporation, who's having a lot of levels. The Jug is farming nicely. The Shadow Fiend is farming amazingly as his BKB completed now. He's only a little bit behind of the Luna. The Jug is ahead of the Viper. The Bat Rider is out farming the Nyx Assassin as well. 4-staff done. Alright, let's see top lane. The Nyx Assassin is on the move again. They don't have a Sentry Rod being put down already. They do have Dust available on the Weaver. The Aegis now ends. So maybe this is going to be the time for Evil Corporation to make their move. Ward gets put down by the Dazzle. They have vision of this Bat Rider. They know he's here. The Nyx Assassin goes in, gets an Impale off as his Vendetta ends. They try to burst him down. They do have the Spike Carapace available as well. The Bat Rider, very nicely done, does not use his Firefly before he gets on the high ground. In the back lines, the Dazzle's a little bit in trouble. He goes for a self-grave. Maybe he'll survive for a couple of seconds. Oh, they see him. The glimpse. Oh no, but the heal comes out from the Dazzle. He survives for a moment longer. The Nyx Assassin gets taken down. Takes down the Juggernaut, as that is one person dropping down on the side of Evil Corporation. The Shadow Fiend comes in, swoops up, kills the Viper, the Winter Wyvern, and the Dazzle, all three dropping down. Now the Luna's going to be chased. He doesn't have any BKB, anything like that. They actually give up on the chase of the Luna. What? Alright, nice Impale from the Nyx Assassin. I'm not sure what that was. I mean, if you slow him and just follow him, he has no eclipse. You should be able to kill him, right? But they just decided, okay, back up, go for the Nyx, and then they got nothing. I'm not sure what happened there, but they still won the fight, roughly, on the side of Evil Corporation, 2 for 3.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was some split target syndrome happening there on the side of Evil Corporation, not really knowing what hero to go for and how deep to go for a kill. The Shadow Fiend, well, 1600 gold on him now. Next item, well, BKB Dragonlance. I guess you can go for the Hurricane Bike, but otherwise you would most likely go for some damage, so Butterfly, Skadi, any of those things would be great. The Juggernaut, Yasha, slowly moving towards his Mantis. The Winter Wyvern is in position in the mid lane to try and do something, but the Winter's Curse does not really do too much this game. I mean, sure, in a lot of games, Winter's Curse is a good way to kill people, but this is not one of those games. I mean, it's very rarely that you see the Jug and the Shadow Fiend stand neck and neck to each other. Bottom lane, the Batrider goes in, gets a lasso off on the Dazzle. The Dazzle maybe a little bit in trouble. The Winter Wyvern is in position. Grave comes out from the Dazzle. He does not have a TP available, though. It is still on cooldown, so he will slowly drop down the Winter Wyvern. In the meantime, he moved a little bit in, trying to help him, and now he gets seen by the Weaver. The Weaver shoots out the Swarm. They know where the Winter Wyvern is, and they should be able to burn him down. Oh, the Centaur stun. They would have killed him either way. They got the damage. They got the damage. 2 supports dropping down on the side of Dota 2 Ice. The Luna in the meantime is split pushing the mid lane as much as he can. Mantis Doll just completed as well. And BKB is going to be his next item of choice. The Viper, in the meantime, what is he going for? Still with that ultimate of 2000 gold on top of that. It must be a Lincoln Sphere for sure. Like, there's no way it's not a Lincoln Sphere, right? We'll see.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Soon enough, we'll see. The Nyx Assassin as well. Alright. No Nyx Assassin anymore, boys. Another good sentry being placed by the Rubik. Sets up for a counter kill. Well, sets up for a kill. The Nyx Assassin. I mean, yeah, he's going for the Acronym set the next. Blink is done. Blink is for the early game. You want to put some pressure. You want to set up for kills, which he's done. And now it's just all about making sure that if you're in a position where you have to defend high ground, you need Axe for sure. So that is going to be his next item of choice. Maybe you want to go for Ghost Scepter first, just so the Omni Slash is not an issue. But like in this situation, he got lifted and killed within the lift duration, so Ghost Scepter would not really have helped him too much. Alright, the Weaver's slowly gaining his levels, boys. Level 11 now. He didn't really have the best start in the world. I mean, sure, he was helping the Shadow Fiend to begin with in the lane, but after that, we did not see much of the Weaver's action early game. And Weaver's one of those heroes. If you don't do a lot in the early game as a support, it just very quickly feels like you're not in the game at all. And that's kind of the feel I'm having. I mean, he does have a Solar Crest completed. Obviously, always a good item to have when you have a couple of right clickers on your team. And next item is going to be the Acronym Scepter. That's the big item you want to support Weaver. Will take him a long time to finish that, though. The Nyx Assassin, again, in the bottom lane. This time he has a couple of heroes around him in case he gets jumped on. But he wants to set up for some more kills. And the Viper, he does indeed decide that that ultimate orb is not going to be a Lincoln Sphere. It's just going to be the good old school Mantis Doll. That's also good. I mean, I was a little bit... Could be a Lincoln Sphere. I don't really... It's, you know... If he got a Lincoln Sphere, it would be because they wanted to push high ground, and then he could use the Lincoln Sphere on the Luna to make sure he didn't get lassoed. That would be an okay reason to get Lincolns, but Mantis Doll makes sense as well. More push power, more split push with the illusions and whatnot. Alright. Shadow Fiend, Hurricane Pike completed, and Butterfly is indeed going to be the next item of choice, so he's slowly going to move into damage. Damage. Batrider picked up a gem as well now, so it will be a lot easier to spot out the Nyx. The Dazzle's Glimmer Cave is not going to save him too much, and all of the wards that is placed down by the side of Dota 2 Ice can be taken away. They don't really have any sneaky wards, they just have normal wards somewhere on the lane, so the Batrider most likely will slowly spot them out just by moving around. In the meantime, though, the Weaver in the top lane trying to escape. Maybe he's setting up for something. He's still giving them vision. He makes sure that they can try and find some kind of initiation. The Batrider is moving in. Firefly has already been used. He wants to try and find a jump on someone. Oh, he goes in. That's an illusion. That is a Mantis Doll reveal, boys. Requiem got used as well from AKY, but they did not get a kill on a hero. It was just an illusion. They didn't know he had Manta Style though, so that's kind of a fair thing. It's a fair mistake, you know. It's a fair mistake. You see, the first thing you see as a, you know, your Bat Rider, you've already used your Firefly, you're on the hunt, and then the first thing you see is the thing you jump, right? You know, that's just what happens. Alright, let's see in the meantime. Manta Illusions gets sent out, pushing out the mid lane. The next assassin is in position to try and go for something. Doesn't look like they want to try and jump though. I mean, well, BKB available. He's fairly tanky. I don't think there's any reason to go for a straight up jump. The Viper in the meantime with the Luna goes into the pit. They want to try and take Roshan for themselves. That's fairly greedy though, as Evil Corporation, they are in position. They take away this Observer Ward being placed by the Viper. Okay, the Viper just denies it a little bit, but it does drop down. The Ops gets taken away. The Swarm gets shot out. The Luna and the Viper will be spotted. The Roshan is very low. Impale comes out, misses on the Weaver. That is a little bit problematic. Now comes the Bat Rider in. He gets an almost, he gets a, what's it called, lasso off on the Luna. The Luna pops his BKB, goes for his Eclipse. Shadowfiend in the meantime is trying to fight up against all of them. They take the Aegis on RKY on the Shadowfiend. He will be able to respawn. The Rubik drops on the first. Aegis gets popped on the Shadowfiend as well. The Baron doesn't have any more to give in this fight. The next assassin is in position to stun him up. Impale comes out. Spike Carapace comes out as the Juggernaut's being controlled as well. Looks like a very bad fight for the side of Evil Corporation. The Nyx barely survives in the backlines. He gets taken away. And the Weaver is the next one to drop. They are still alive in the Shadowfiend. He moves himself upwards and he should be alive. Shrine comes out. Bat Rider a little bit in trouble. They get an Impale off and the Bat Rider is going to be taken down. That's the third one on the side of Evil Corporation dropping, and they got nothing in return. They picked up the Aegis, sure, but they lost 3 heroes. And the Shadowfiend, well, he will just cut the creep waves a little bit and then TP back home. There's no reason to go back instantly. Buyback comes out from the Bat Rider. He does have his lasso available in 15 seconds, so they could try and go in. In the meantime, he goes in. Goes for the Firefly. Oh, he gets lifted up. Spike Carapace done as well. Grave comes out to keep the Nyx Assassin alive a little bit. The Bat Rider is not going to drop down anytime soon. The Nyx Assassin will be fine. Very, very intense jump from the Nyx. Maybe a little bit too greedy. They have so much sustain though. I mean, the Grave is great. The Cold Embrace is great. They should be fine. Rubik goes in now, tries to get initiation on someone. Let's see, the lasso came out on the Viper. The Viper gets taken down. And on the sidelines, the Rubik is fighting up against 2 heroes himself. The Nyx Assassin is running him down, trying to get an initiation onto him. BKB TP out from the Luna. He does not want to give up anything. The Nyx Assassin in the meantime gets mana burned up by Mr. Rubik. Oh, he's dropping down so low. Spike Carapace will stun him. He should be able to blink away. And yeah, the Nyx Assassin will be fine. Alright, he's fine. They only lose the Vibe on the way back. Oh, nice use of the ultimate from the Winter Wyvern, popping the Rubik instantly. I guess that's a good use of it. You can't really use it to kill the cores that easily, but you can always get an easy support kill. You just need one of the cores around him and then that person will die. Tier 2 in the mid lane gets taken down by Evil Corporation. The Weaver is slowly moving towards that Aghanim, so it needs 2,000 more gold to complete it. The bad, what's it called, the Shadowfiend is now spotted out by the next assassin. He may try and get a kill on him. The Luna, oh, Shadowfiend. Red Criminal Soul comes up with a Spike Carapace. Gets used and the next assassin will survive. Gets a stun off. Takes a lot of damage himself though, so I guess it's like, it's just a greeting. That's just one of those greetings, boys. You just say hello to each other and then everyone backs up. I thought the Spike Carapace was gonna do a lot more, but the thing about Requiem is it's not one instance of damage, it's like a lot of instances of damage, so you don't really reflect that much damage with the Spike Carapace. It's not like if you get fingered by a lion where you reflect all of the damage. It's not as fancy as that. Oh, the Rubik got seen. They could go for a kill here. Looks like they will run in. They will find him. Impale comes out. They get the poison touch as well. The heal bomb comes out. Rubik is a little bit in trouble. Mana burn is available. He mana burns the next assassin, but he dies anyways. Alright, another kill to the side of Dota 2 Ice. Not really a lead to any side at the moment though, as Evil Corporation, they still have a 5,000 experience lead, but there's no net worth lead whatsoever. Alright, let's see how everything is going. The Shadowfiend, only a couple more 100 gold for his Butterfly. The Weaver, very close to his Aghanim Scepter as well. He's trying to get a little bit of farm for himself to finish that up. The Bat Rider, Blink, 4-staff, slowly moving towards a BKB as he needs 1,500 more gold. Spike Carapace stun comes out from the next assassin. He impales the Bat Rider as well, but Again, you know, it's not going to lead into any kills. The next assassin does have the gem as well that they got from the earlier fight from the Bad Rider when they killed him in the Roshan fight. So no gem, no easy vision for the side of Evil Corporation. The Juggernaut finished his Diffusal Blade now. He's working towards a Mjolnir next. Usually you see a blink being picked up before you go for like the next damage item on Jug, but I guess he just wants to go straight into all of the damage that he can provide. And the Weaver does have that Acronym Super completed now, so that is going to be a big upgrade in the team fight of Evil Corporation. Having that Acronym turns the fights so easily, so we'll see if they can make that work. The blink is available on the Rubik as well. Butterfly up on the Shadow Fiends, so they're ready to take fights, and they're smoked up. They're moving out with 3 heroes. Let's see if they can catch something. The Luna in the meantime, MKB just got completed, so he has the response for the Butterfly of the Shadow Fiend, and he'll continue being able to do a lot of damage. The Viper has his Manta, he has a Plate Mail on top of that. I suppose that is going to be an AC at some point. He needs a lot more farm though. They smoke up themselves, 5-man smoke. They're on the move, they're trying to find some sort of initiation. The next assassin still a little bit away from his Aghanim, so they try to go for an Impale on the Weaver, tries to go for a Spike Carapace stun, but fails at both spells, a little bit unfortunate. The Weaver goes for a time lapse, walks the other way, should be fine. 10 more seconds, then his next time lapse is available courtesy of the Aghanim Scepter, so everything is fine. Impale comes out, misses again. Alrighty boys. Well, target practice, Mr. Nick's target practice. Sometimes it's just not that easy, guys. You know, we've all been there where we're like, oh, I'm hitting him, boys. I'm doing it, and then it's like, no one saw that. My spell was on cooldown before that fight happened, guys. Sorry. Let's see, smoke comes out from the side of Evil Corporation. Oh, nice blink away from the next assassin. He will be alive for the moment, the Winter Wyvern. Well, the Viper Illusion, they are not baited by it again. Oh, they're baited by it again. The Viper Illusion again. They commit so hard for they realize that it is an illusion. And in the meantime, here comes the rest of Dota 2 Eyes. Omni Slash comes out. The Dazzle gets removed from the game instantly, as that was some lucky bounces. The Winter Wyvern is going to be the next one, a little bit in trouble. The Shadow Fiend goes in, still BKB available. Butterfly is available as well. The Dazzle TP's in, but he's going to be in trouble. He gets taken down first. No Grave coming out this time around, as the Dazzle dies twice. The Juggernaut in the meantime gets killed by the rest of the team from the side of Dota 2 Eyes. The Viper gets lifted up into the air. Cold Embrace comes out to save him for a couple more seconds. The Viper may still decide to go back in. They lost the Weaver in the backlines, as the next assassin did get the initiation he needed on him. Just a fight that is like everywhere. They fight on the high ground, they fight here, they fight everywhere. A very messy fight for both sides. The Dazzle dies twice, but that's the only thing that Dota 2 Eyes had to give up for a Jug plus a Weaver kill. So I'm sure they're fine with that. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst either. I mean, it's a Dazzle. It's a hero that is fine just having one item. If you have one item you're like, guys, I'm fine. I can go for the next 40 minutes without getting my next item. So him using buyback and dying again is not a problem. The TP was maybe a little bit YOLO. I mean, your team is here, you TP here. It's very likely you're going to die, right? He did create space. That's what you can say. Space was created, boys. The Shadow Fiend now gets spotted on the top lane. BKB gets popped. He tries to TP out, and he is successful at doing that. As MKB, it does bash, but the bashes does not go through BKB, so it is very safe if you just go for that BKB TP. That is one of the bigger charges of the Shadow Fiend's BKB, though. That was the 8-second BKB effect. Oh, the Rubik gets found by the next assassin. Should be able to get a solo kill on him. Winter Wyvern comes in, shoots one little spell off, gets a kill.
Mine.
Alright, the next assassin is still doing a lot of work. He does he does have his acronyms very soon. Just needs the last 700 gold. Not the most fun what's it called? Next assassin in the world. God, names. But as long as he has his axe, it's okay. He didn't go for Midas early game, which is why his net worth is looking like, well, looking the way it is right now. Even the Weaver has more farm, and the Weaver has not done that much this game. The Bad Rider now picks himself up another gem purchased by the Rubik, and his own BKB is done, so he feels safe again. The BKB means the next assassin is not going to be as much of an issue in the fights. And let's see, the Jug did indeed decide to go for a Blink deck. I like that. He was working on a Mjolnir, but definitely you need to get a Blink after your Manta Diffu. That's the build you want to have. That's the build you need. You need to initiate, you need to Blink, Omni Slash, get a quick kill on someone, and then, you know, take the fight afterwards. The Shadow Fiend slowly moving towards the Skadi. Roshan just respawned, as that is the third one. So Cheese is on the market as well. And let's see, looks like the 5-man squad from the side of Dota 2 is moving towards the pit. They want to take it for themselves. They spotted out the send Manta Illusions out to see what is happening on the Radiant side. Evil Corporation, they will be spotted out by one of those Manta Illusions. And, well, the Shadow Fiend, as long as they know where he is, they should feel confident continuing clearing this Roshan. The Batarang takes away the Observer Ward on the hill, but they want to continue. The Batarang, does he spot it? Oh, he goes in, he sees this is happening. Does he contest? No, he gets stunned up by the Carapace from the next assassin, and the Cheese plus the Aegis will be claimed by the Luna, so they don't lose anything. AC completed by the Viper now. He has the Cheese. The Luna has a Skadi completed. Dragonlance in his stash. Just, you know, he can replace it when the Aegis ends. They are ready to go for a 5-man team fight and go high ground, as there's not really any purpose waiting any longer. You have your MKB, you have loads of stats. Sure, you can get a butterfly at some point on the Luna, but you are more than fine fighting as much as possible at the moment. And the Viper, he just picked up that AC huge item upgrade for him as well. Maybe he wants to get a BKB at some point, but for now, this is the hero he is. The next assassin, I guess they want him to have his axe before they go high ground, but it's not really a needed item when you siege aggressively. It's an item you need when you're defending, not really when you're the ones pushing or when the next assassin gets spotted out in the mid lane, gets killed. That is the gem on the ground as they reclaim the gem on the Bat Rider, and they get a quick kill on the next assassin, shutting down his Aghanim's timing a little bit. That gives them at least 50 seconds where the Luna cannot go high ground. You don't want to go high ground if you don't have all 5 heroes, so they will be delayed further.
That should help.
Alright. The Weaver. Okay, that's a big item, my friend. I mean, Bloodthorn, sure. Great item, lots of damage. You definitely transition into a right-clicking call if you get a Bloodthorn on a Weaver, but that's a lot of gold you need, man. I mean, suddenly getting a double net worth and then buying an item, I'm sure that's not how it works. But he's dreaming about it, guys. He's dreaming. He's having sweet, wet dreams about it. Maybe, one day, maybe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, top lane the Weaver. It's spotted. Lucent Beam comes out. The Winter Iron goes in, gets his ultimate off onto the Weaver before he goes invisible. This should be an easy kill. They get a stun on him. They try to complete it. Oh, they get it. Nice Lucent Beam stun as well as the Weaver ends up dropping down. Very nice initiation from the Winter Wine. Barely getting that Winter's Curse off before the vision ended. I don't think they had that Sentry Rod before afterwards, so he really was on the edge to get that ultimate off.
I'll take that.
Another person dead. This time it is Evil Corporation who took the loss, so now the 5-man squad is all gathered up and they want to go high ground. The axe, well, it is completed and it should be shipped out momentarily from the next assassin. He has it on the way. In the meantime, the rest of the team is willing to go high ground. They have Ghost Scepter, 4-staff on the Winter Wyvern now. The Dazzle still not really anything, but I guess that's what we expect. And let's see the Luna sitting outside the base. Will dodge that little flame break and he's ready to go up for it. Let's see. Weave. Did they use Weave? They'll probably use Weave in a second. Just to make sure the Luna doesn't take any damage. The Luna is such a scary hero to go on. They go in, they lasso him up, they bring him back a little bit. The Bat Rider, you need to pop BKB before you go in like that. Otherwise you cannot bring the Luna too far back. And the Bat Rider does have to pop his BKB. Nice time lapse from the Weaver, keeping him alive, so at least he doesn't drop down. The last was used, the BKB was used from the Luna. He still has his Eclipse available. Omni Slash comes out doing a lot of damage onto the Luna. He still has his Aegis available though. No lasso, no Omni Slash. They just need to heal up, then they can go again, as they didn't really waste anything. BKB is back up in 40 seconds. The Cheese is available on the Viper, so as long as they can just slowly heal up and sustain, then they can definitely continue pushing. Swarm gets shot out by the Weaver, a little bit annoying, but who cares? The Luna goes in again, and the tier 3 tower this time will be taken down. Next up is the Rax. The Bat Rider's in position. He does have another lasso available in 5 seconds. Luna gets taken down slowly. Takes a lot of damage. Timeless comes out on the Shadow Fiend, keeping him alive. Requiem maybe coming out. He has a BKB available as well. He doesn't want to use the Bat Rider. Goes in right into his death as the Spike Carapace came out. The Luna gets graved up, still alive. He will survive for the moment. He wants to continue going. He still has that Aegis available. Cold Embrace comes out. They don't want to give him up. The Weaver tried to pop him. Ends up dying for that attempt. RKY is going to be the next one to fall as the Viper goes in. Gets a kill on the Shadow Fiend. And they are losing everyone. They buy back the Bat Rider, but they lost the Rax. They lost their heroes. They have another buyback available on the Shadow Fiend. No buyback on the last 2 heroes dead. So this is a 3 versus 5 guy. 3 versus 5 fight, guys. Let's see. They go in. Bat Rider initiates. Oh, but he gets Carapace done instantly. Again, dude. BKB before you initiate against Nyx, please. Alright, that is a dead Bat Rider, and well, GG gets called as Evil Corporation, they will call it. They are tired of this game. They, you know, it's a rough game, boys. Well played by Dota 2 Ice. That is game 1 of this best of 3 series going that way, so we'll be right back in a second with the second game. I hope you enjoyed, boys. I am Mad Kings Dota on my own channel. You're having fun on Twitch, boys. I hope so. Either way, we'll be right back with the second game, so stay tuned.